Hey guys, welcome back. I am CCB Rise here with Elise Randolph, and we now have Castabouts versus Clockwork Pineapple. Some exciting stuff going on here. We have a flagship in this match. Tell us a little about what's on the field.
Yep, you guys didn't want too many drones, so Castabouts and Clockwork Pineapple kind of obliged. Castabouts did bring some Vexers and Ishkurs, but they also have a Vindy and a Geddon on the beacon at 0, and a few Incursuses for tackle, so this is going to be good. Meanwhile, Clockwork Pineapple brought even more blasters. They brought their flagship Geddon, 3 Astartes, some Heretics for anti-tackle, Crewer for tackle, just a single Griffin, because why not, and a Kestrel.
Should mention, it could be Rails. That looks like blasters though.
Yeah, I think they're in your face Astartes, which is even cooler.
Yeah, absolutely.
The interesting thing is both these teams. I mean, Castabouts brought their battleships to the beacon at 0, as you can see, but the other teams brought their support in at 50. But because the angle they chose, they're right next to each other. Like they did not really expect to be this close to each other. As we see this Vindicator just charging balls outrageous.
And you can see neutralizers from the flagship Clockwork Pineapple Geddon heading over to both battleships on the Castabout side, and those damps doing work as well, coming out of, I don't even know what, the Astartes, I guess. There's not a lot of room for
The Ishkars probably
Kestrels,
have
I guess,
some,
Kestrels too, but
yeah.
so far it looks like flagship Geddon is going to get its tank tested, but I imagine he'll be all right. We'll see how far away that Oneros is since it's under damp pressure, and some Frigs starting to take a lot of damage. Clockwork going for the support on the Castabout side.
Yeah, that's an interesting call by them. Both teams actually have a fair amount of control. Clockwork has it in the form of newts, it seems. Newts and dams. Castabouts, they have newts, but they're not as good as the Clockwork Pineapple newts because Clockwork Pineapple have their flagship Geddon. And right now he's just focusing on that Vindy. He wants that Vindy to have no cap whatsoever. And they're just slowly but surely chewing through these Incursuses. You didn't really... I mean, these Astartes, of course, will dunk these Incursuses through reps and everything, but you would assume this Vindicator would be able to do stuff once it gets a web on someone. It's got a web maybe on the Onirios right now.
Yeah, it could be. I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah, it looks like a super web on that Onirios.
It looks so, and there's a lot of other ships there too. It took quite a while, but those Ashimus did finally close and get their neutralizers going on the Oneros. I don't know, so far really nothing too important breaking. Both sides losing a little bit of Frig support. Looks like Castabout's just having a hard time getting their damage anywhere. See if they can take down this Oneros. That would of course be a really big kill. And now some damage starting to go towards Castabouts onto some of their cruisers. Still anyone's match right now.
Yeah, Castabout's making absolutely the right call, going for this Clockwork Pineapple Oneros. The longer this match goes on, the worse Castabouts will be in, or worse position Castabouts will be in because of these newts. In a long drawn-out match, these newts really, really are bad for you. But Castabouts, I mean, they're doing it. They're doing it. They're killing this Oneros. He's entering structure. He's about to die. He's gone. Now they can kill pretty much anything on the field that they get close to. And all this Vindicator has to do is hope he's got cap charges. But at the same time, Castabouts lost their Oneros too. So okay.
Wow, went down so fast.
Yeah,
or was I not paying attention?
I think we just were kind of snoozing at the wheel here.
That actually, no, yeah. I thought maybe boundary violation. Actually, I just wanted to check, but no, he just went down really quick. Astartes must have just caught up to him. Wish I could go back and look. Vexer going down for Castabouts now without, of course, both sides now without logistics should start losing stuff a lot faster. There's Astarte on the Clockwork Pineapple side going down pretty quick. I wonder why they were shooting at the Clockwork Pineapple Geddon originally and why they decided to switch. Maybe just a range thing, but
yeah, it was probably just to see
for them.
that maybe they could like get a really good shots in on him with the Logi being damped, but the Logi was able to rep him. Right now, they're just slugging it out right now, and Astarte is dying for Castabouts, but a Vexer went down for Castabouts. They have some tackle left alive of these Ishkurs, but the Ishkurs are now kind of tackled. It's a bloodbath out here.
It's still pretty close right now, but it has to be a really good sign for Clockwork Pineapple that their flagship Geddon has newts on both battleships on the Castabout side, but you don't see any neutralizers. Just now, neutralizers getting active on an Astarte on the Clockwork Pineapple side, but it seems like the flagship Geddon is kind of winning this cap war at the moment, and that's of course really good news for them.
Yeah, the Clockwork damps are actually being incredibly effective. These this Vindicator and Geddon, they're not be able to do that much or as much as they want to do.
Another Vexer down on Castabout side. Losing damage hurts them a lot. I mean, they still have the Vindy, but the Vindy is a ship that really gets abused by having his cap.
Yeah, you can kite the Vindy. You can kite the Vindy and the Geddon to some extent. The Geddon's got drones, but
Saying that, though, Vindy is now closed on this start day, and he's going down pretty fast now that Vindy and the Gedden are both right there on top of him. See how far they have to go to get to that third Astarte.
Yeah, Clockwork's not making the best of trades. They traded an Astarte for half of an Ashimu. Probably want to step up their game a little bit.
The last Clockwork Pineapple Astarte is actually basically just bailed. He's he's really far away. Those do look like rails, actually, now that I look at it, so maybe that's why. But he's quite a ways off, so it's going to take a little time for this Vindy and Gedden to get caught up to him. But if those...
Yeah, this is a
look at my
loser's
chart,
bracket,
find out if they're rails for sure.
but they are battling for the pride of Syndicate. Both these teams live in Syndicate. And it looks like, man, I don't know, this Clockwork is going after this Vindicator, I guess. Trying to test its tank.
I mean, they're also like kind of shooting both Ashimus. It's funny, people, well, I guess it's not as relevant for this match, but we've had several matches now where there's the match is spread all over the field and there's kind of mini fights going on all over the place. You see Heretics taking damage too. They lost one already. We might have missed that, but actually it'll be really important as well if they can get these Kestrels down. That'll take a lot of the damp pressure.
Yeah, these Iskers are actually
these
Iskers are just kind of going out to these Kestrels and this Heretic and just murdering the support wing.
Wow, yeah,
Heretics down, Kestrel down. There's only one Kestrel left.
Nice job by the Ishkers there. CASTABOUTS looking pretty strong right now. They went, it seemed like just a minute ago they kind of looked like they were in control, but things fell apart really quick.
These Ishkers are doing a real good work, and Clockwork kind of just didn't really pay much attention to them. At the end of the match is when your tackle frigates and your tackle wing is really, really crucial. Clockwork are losing their final Astarte. It's going to be down pretty soon.
Lost an Ashimu though.
They did trade it for an Ashimu, but I mean, when you only have 2 DPS ships, trading it for an Ashimu, probably not what you want.
No, definitely not. It's a really interesting match. The Ashimus is kind of a new thing. We haven't seen tons of those, maybe one here and there, but just so much cap war on this CASTABOUTS side. It almost seems like their plan is kind of use cap war to clear a way for the Vindicator to just run around and kill everything. It's strange how it looked like it wasn't working, how the dams were kind of punishing them too much, and then suddenly they flipped things around. There goes the last Astarte. So now basically just that flagship Gedden left on the Clockwork Pineapple side, and I assume they'll have no problem taking him out.
CASTABOUTS are going to do it. They get to plant their flag in the only named solar system in Syndicate. And yeah, this Gedden, I mean, they're going to have to catch up to him. They're going to have to use injectors and stuff. Maybe the Vindicator's going to look for some cap charges in some of these wrecks. But he's eventually going to die. We've got 3 minutes. Like, he can't run forever.
Yeah, he definitely will. If you're not familiar with the flagship rules, you guys are just tuning in. We have a lot of restrictions about which modules are actually allowed in the tournament. For the most part, just Tech 2, up to Tech 2 when it comes to meta level on the ships. In this tournament, you can have one flagship, which can fit a whole range of much more powerful modules, officer modules and faction modules. But if you lose that ship, you cannot bring another one. So that doesn't matter for most of these teams because it is a loser's bracket match. So the team actually just goes out anyway, dropping jet cans for some reason.
Yeah, well, they got to make space for the loot.
Yeah,
because this can might have some shiny loot in it. Another cool thing about the flagship is you can circumvent bans with it. So if they, if CASTABOUTS had banned out the Gedden, Clockwork could be like, YOLO, I'm bringing my Gedden anyway. But not anymore. They're not going to bring anything ever again until next year.
And then they just have to go and catch up with this Kestrel, and that will, be a win for them. Really nice job. It's fun to see the Vindicator win. It's also, I was going to say earlier, the anti-drone thing is funny. I feel like people, they really like the idea of guns, but the drone matches are actually really interesting, especially as we moved away from sentries, and this year have a lot more of the mobile drones. It seems like the match, the field has just opened up a lot more, rather than everybody crashing into each other early on. There's a lot of strategy and how the team spreads out, and exactly. And I think that's actually
is very important.
Really fun to watch, even though it doesn't maybe feel quite as nice as autocannons all the time does.
Yeah.
Not that I don't hate drones. I do hate drones, but I just, it's been a nice thing that's developed out of the drone meta in the tournament.
Yeah, there's a little bit of hatred. So, just waiting for Duckslayer to finally die. He's probably just he's way off on his own. CASTABOUTS are just kind of taking this time to loot the field, make sure nothing really good dropped.
Can take the opportunity also to let you guys know, if you didn't tune in for the last 2 weekends, this is the 3rd weekend of 4, by the way, and one other kind of new rule thing we have going on this year for the first time is we have micro jump drive beacons placed in a cube in the arena. So we've had a lot of funny boundary violations already as people
Yep.
try to move themselves across and get aligned a little incorrectly. And
I am
end up out of
personally
the arena.
grateful for the micro jump beacons because they did save PL in their last match.
They're really cool. But anyway, match is over. Congratulations, Castabouts. We'll go back to the studio and see you guys in a minute.